His Lordship, Bishop Professor Arthur Yomana, people know you as a communicator par excellence. But the day we had a talk and you told me something that has to do with your having been an agriculturist, I started as that, and this program, you're not here to talk communication or broadcasting. You actually own a radio station. I've been there. I've participated in your book launch, which is one of the greatest book launches I've ever attended or maybe even seen, where the crowd, the whole massive hall did not couldn't contain people. The governor was there, deputy governor, chair, and all of that. That book that you launched called The People's Right to Know. Let's start from there. Just give us a peek into that very book and what you have been doing weekly on radio. I've been part of the People's Right to Know program, and I have some of the tapes. It's a must listen to. Please, sir.
Thank you, Mko1. The People's Right to Know, the 2 volumes, volumes 1 and 2, takes on issues about Nigeria. And in those volumes, we try to see or prescribe how Nigeria can be better. We love this country.
Yes.
And because we love this country, we make contributions as to what we need to do to change for the better. The structure of this country is lopsided.
Okay.
The leadership is not very good. And rather than throw the child away with the bathwater, we believe that we can make useful contributions to this country by bringing about ideas, both historical and contemporary, as how to make this country better.
This is what we're going to do. We are saddled the responsibility that it's impossible to be able to extract even 0.1% of what we can get from Prof today. I will appeal to him that we are going to host him again, but then, talking about the structure, Nigeria is supposed to be a secular state, but there's a Sharia in the north. And just 2 weeks now, there is the move to establish Sharia court in Ekiti, Osun, and Oyo State, which even the governor is kicking against, but even the Sultan says you must be tolerant, you need to have it. And we recall that one House of Reps member or senator had raised the issue that we should also have a ecclesiastical, that's Christian court, and it was kicked against even by the Muslim leadership that no, what we do, you don't follow us to do it. If you want that, we are going to ask for Wednesday as a public holiday and all of that, because you have Sunday and Saturday. In a nutshell, as a religious leader, what would you say is the risk we are facing that in a secular state we have Sharia in the north and now it's creeping to the southwest and may end up in the south and southeast? Very briefly, sir.
Well, it may very well be so. You know, if you look at the current constitution of Nigeria, you have Sharia mentioned at least
several times.
And you have Sharia courts, you have Sharia judges, you don't have Christian courts, Christian judges. Nigeria is a secular state, or supposed to be. Yeah, but since Nigeria was surreptitiously taken into the organization of the Islamic State, a lot of things have been happening. And our people down south are very tolerant people.
Would that tolerance not lead to something nasty?
Well...
Okay, let me give an example. The current move to have Ministry of Livestock, one of the agencies made an announcement 3 weeks ago, and we raised the alarm here. They said the ranches in the 774 local government areas will come with Islamic schools, which means there's the possibility of establishment of Islamic schools, which will have to bring Islamic teachers, will have to bring, where they go, they want to come with their court. Is that risk not enough? What has the Christian body that you belong, what have they done about moves like that?
Well, those moves are very surreptitious. It's not the only move. Remember, waterways were going to be taken over.
We were on it together. Good. You were there with us in open forum.
Good. So there are a number of things. When I say tolerant South, it started from 1914. The South is supposed to be the beautiful bride, serving the gentleman, the elegant gentleman from the North.
Terrible.
And in most cases, when Nigeria was contemplating independence, the meeting of 1950, National Constitution of Committee of 1950, there was a storm in the teapot, and the storm was about representation. The North demanded 50% of representation in the federal legislature. The South kicked against it, demurred. The North said, if you don't allow us to have 50%, we'll quit the country. Now, rather than allow that to happen, the South demurred. The colonialists supported the North. And we've been having, that's why, in fact, up till today, Nigeria cannot have a valid census count, because every count is disputed. So until Nigeria stands up, like Switzerland, like former Yugoslavia, like United Kingdom, this country can be one viable country, either as a federation as it's supposed to be. The Constitution says the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But nobody, the 1999 Constitution was not drafted by Nigerians.
That's right.
It was a military constitution that Nigerians had nothing to say, but it's been serving us.
So we call it military decree.
It's been serving us, and we try all kinds of amendments. The problem with Nigeria is that leadership has not been able to say this is right and this is wrong. And this is what we need to do to have the right thing, to have one country, Nigeria, serving the needs and aspirations of all nations of Nigeria. Nigeria is a multinational country.
Let us do this, Your Lordship. I want to make an appeal. On the 10th, we are going to have a guest, by the grace of God, we're going to host Captain Augustine Okun, the
ADC man,
the chairman of ADC Airlines. And we may likely, if we have his approval, we've also appealed to the MD and CEO of Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation to oblige us his presence so that we look at the investment opportunities in Akwa Ibom State, because Agricorp is a one-stop shop. So depending on what we are going to agree on, I want to please oblige me, because we cannot talk about agriculture today because of time. It's very important. We can't also talk about something that's very critical, which is what His Excellency said about Akwa Ibom religious pastors or ministers who said they prayed into power and I'm happy that I'm not getting appointment or contract, and they want to pray him out of power. It's not something we're going to rush over. It's something that is very important to us, because we want to see the governor succeed. Wherever we have great areas, we'll correct. So can you promise our guests that if it's possible, we could have him back next week, or the upper one, whichever one comes first?
I'll look at my diary.
Okay.
And I'll give you a shout.
I thank you so very much. That's been the size